is he bringing at any capacity if he's not helping?
All right. Shalom. First, I can start by saying all praise to Yahweh by Shema Shai, by Shema Kakadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. This is just an upliftment for brothers and for women that this is the type of personality that your woman needs to have. What's her name? Miss Sarah Fontaine, OT, Fontaine, I don't know how to say it. But yeah, she's in the right mentality, and you women need to take heed to this. Don't take heed to that bullshit that they teach you in the rap about fucking other niggas, other bitches. I mean, sleeping with other niggas while they got a man and doing niggas dirty and things like that. Don't pay attention to that. Them type of bitches are women that's losing their jobs. The women that's abiding by the law, statutes, commandments, and learning who they were according to the scriptures and how their history and things. Those are the women that the Lord is keeping protected and safe during these times. You know, they got a roof over their head, they got food in their belly, they don't have to be whores, etc. You know, so I'm going to press play on this video and add a precept or two. Now, I don't know in detail who this woman is and what she really stands for, but I watched a couple of her videos, and she always been speaking highly of men and, down on begging ass bitches, you know. So
Solve issues. Like, why are you here if you can't help me?
He may not be able to solve your problem right now, but he might in 6 months or a year. And the problem with women is they want the man that can solve.
right, you see how she said that? She had a better mentality than I did looking into that in the beginning. Because first thing I was like, well, shit, get you another nigga. Look, okay, the thing is, if you pick the wrong man in these days, I mean, well, the women always picking the wrong man, and that's why they be going through this BS and got these mentalities that they have. But that's because they don't change their energy, they don't discipline themselves, they don't bring etiquette into their life and things of that nature. So they always riding that same vibration that got them being directed to um, the men that they're not supposed to have. If you want a specific type of man, all you gotta do is discipline yourself to have that type of man. Change your energy, change the way you talk, things like that, and that energy and that vibration to come to you. It's just like if you want to buy a car, you go work, you keep discipline, save up the money for the car. It's just like if you want to obtain a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, you put your mind to that, and then you go and obtain it. Same thing with men. Put your mind into what type of man you want, and you'll go and get that man. The man that you're supposed to be seeking nowadays is the righteous, holy man, not any man. And we are Hebrew Israelites. We're claiming to be Israelites. And not all Israelite groups are the wrong groups. The right group is the apostles of GMS. And there's brothers that follow GMS that don't have the title GMS, but they have the truth. So
Solve all the problems right now, and they're not even that man's responsibility. What does a man look like solving your problems when he's dating you and 3 other people trying to figure out who his woman is about to be? That's why
hold on, bear with me.
men don't want to commit today, because men think that women expect them to do everything for them when there's no level of, I don't even know you yet. You want me to pay your bills, solve your problems, show up for you, feed your kids. You got this long laundry list of things that you expect a man to be, but what do you have to offer him other than sex? You aren't nurturing. You aren't kind. You aren't trying to expand his vision. You aren't trying to fit inside of his vision. You can't check your tone. You aren't submissive to him. So all of these things that you're asking for, you're not qualified for. But you could ask, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you land on the stars, right?
Girl.
But also, I think that it's really important that we as women understand that a man's job is not to solve our problems. That's not his job. I even think that men have now started to believe that their only job is to make sure everyone around them is happy. And that is to a detriment of the man and a detriment to society. Because if more men were looking to the fact that I need to have leadership, for me to have clear vision, for me to take action, for me to be kind and compassionate, and yes, get to the bag too, and yes, be in my masculine energy, that's what creates a healthy home. It's not just monetary value.
All right, notice how she said you and three other women, and that's correct because a man can have more than one woman, and we don't have the time to be sitting there treating a woman as a girl, as a child. You should be a grown woman and know how to take care of yourself. You women been taking care of yourself before y'all get into these relationships, and then all of a sudden now you need this man to come take care of you and verify everything you're doing, and that be the setup, man. That be the setup. A woman that is always calling you, should I do this? Should I do that? Bitch, you don't know how to take care of yourself by now. Haven't you been on this earth long enough to know how to take care of yourself? Or haven't we been around each other long enough for you to know how um, for you to know what I like, what I don't like, how to make decisions? It's called being a leader. The woman is the second leader of the house, the second in command over the children and guiding the house. So you know what you're supposed to be doing already. But I mean, to a certain degree, because our women are not being taught leadership. That there's an actual doctrine and philosophy behind leadership and how you're supposed to act in a leadership position. And our women have always been um, just like the men, in a subservient mentality, unmotivated, unself motivated, undisciplined. The scriptures gets you so far. The scriptures is the filter, the foundation. But then you need to go and look into these avenues of how you want your character to be as a woman. As long as it's within the guidelines of the scriptures, Bible, you know? Yeah, so and then it's up to you brothers to teach our women how to be leaders. When you sit down with your woman, don't just be sitting down with your woman just to drink, gossip, watch movies, you know, go out and kick it. Y'all have to set a strong foundation in y'all house on what it means on how the house supposed to be ran and how she's supposed to act in public. Uh, she has to be an example towards the women that's around her. An example of your household is what she represents, and guys are not teaching their women these things in this society. Some guys might be teaching them, but the real foundation starts from the Bible. But we know how to work them scriptures into our relationships, but then get up another book that's speaking on how to lead, you know, how to be feminine, how to talk, build your woman up, her vocabulary, uh, things like that. Brothers who probably homeschool their children or even sit and teach their children, um, study with their children and things, have a understanding of what I'm getting at because um, you need to do these things, man. Not just with your children, but with your woman as well. It's this precept that states, roughly paraphrasing it, so the devil won't be able to speak reproachfully. Let me get that first. How's the devil, the white man, the enemy going to be able to speak reproachfully if your house is out of order? It means you women gotta have y'all even gotta have the way y'all speak to y'all man gotta be on point. You know, this is First Timothy. chapter 5. Oh, give me a second. Mhm. Okay, so I can give me a second. This First Timothy chapter 5. Let me see where I'm going to start at. I'll start at verse 14. It says, I will therefore that the younger women marry, right, get a husband. Women promote not having husbands. Y'all supposed to have men. Have a man, not many men. Bear children, right? Y'all supposed to have children. You have women that want to be career women and talk all types of shit about not having children, why they don't want to have children, and fuck men and this, that, and the other. Guide the house, right? You women have to know how to guide the house. Women are not being taught how to guide the house. The cleaning, which means you got to know what chemicals to use and not to use. The dishes, you know, bills got to be paid. All that stuff take knowledge, you know. And then if you got children, you have to know how to teach your children, you know. So that's a second in command position that y'all upholding, which is another leadership position within your household. The man got first position, the woman got second position. Guide the house. Give no occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. The adversary is your enemy, white man. Speak reproachfully about what's going on in your house to the point where he want to take your kids or whatever the case may be. You know, your houses have to be on a strong foundation so that white man, that enemy, can't be speaking against your household. For some are already turned aside after Satan, right? Some of our women have already turned aside after Satan, and that's these women that have sold their soul in this rap game. Everything they teach is contrary to the men, contrary to having a household, you know, but they have their own households. In the same token, right? Performing rituals upon you, you know, and then a lot of them be still going through hell and having multiple men and things like that as well. You know, Cardi B, an example. Yeah, y'all be watching the videos, but y'all not living up to them. Everybody gonna. The scriptures say no respect of persons. You can tell which women in the industry is watching the videos, but y'all gotta line all the way up, all the way up. Y'all can't half-ass shit. The Lord ain't dealing with that half-ass shit. This preach about going to get first was this Isaiah 4 and 1 because he said this man was dating and got three other women and he ain't got time to be sitting here making sure that you uphold your end of the bargain as being a woman, you know. Y'all being dependent and whatnot. It's Isaiah 4 and 1. And then and in that day, we in the days now, 7 women, it's brothers that got multiple women already, but 7 mean completion, meaning you're gonna have as many as women as you want. Not one, and it's not looked at as cheating according to the Bible. She'll take hold of one man. right? One man gonna have multiple women. Saying we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Meaning you're gonna take care of yourself, not depend on this man to take care of you. Y'all gonna have your own jobs. Only let us be called by thy name. A man's name is upon his woman to take away our reproach. That reproaches them not having children. Women wanted, it was looked down upon. Women are looked down upon and were even more in past times looked down upon for not having children by a man. That was frowned upon. And in these days, y'all don't want to have children by the righteous holy man because y'all don't want that man to protect y'all because that's going to be a man of the Lord. The power is being given back into the man, the Israelite man's hands, and being taken away from our enemies, starting with the elect. And y'all seeing it, and y'all gonna see it even more in the coming days. And a lot of women gonna humble themselves. And a lot of women gonna humble themselves and still not make it. Because the men, we gonna be able to pick whichever women we want. We gonna want women that are attractive, take care of themselves, the meaning their bodies, their eating habits, and things like that. Not crackheads, bitches that's on drugs, who don't know how to eat healthy, who don't know how to work out. You bitches that look good but ain't working out, y'all worthless too. We coming into the times that you don't have to be able to escape. Enemy of the State with Will Smith. Remember that movie? The Purge. Remember them movies? The movie The Road. You haven't seen the movie The Road? The THEROAD. Watch that movie, The Road. The wife left the house because she couldn't endure uh, uh, um, the suffering and things that they had to endure in them days. People was killing each other, eating each other, etc. In that movie, people were scarce in them cities. They had to look for food, amongst other movies. That's what's coming to America. America is being reduced to a third world country. Not everybody gonna be able to go to the concentration camps now. And in the concentration camps, women are going to be being treated ill and killed and raped. We had women who testified to this in their visions, in their dreams, testified of these things. And look how pretty she is. She might not make it. A man might not even try to rape her. They might just try to eat her in them days. She don't need a righteous holy man, man. A member of the elect, not just any man. And everything that she's calling herself teaching, in which she's trying to teach women how to be feminine, got to be genuine. It can't be no, well, I'm just doing this for money. Well, she's not going to make it. Here's another precept. Let me listen to this again.
And that is to a detriment of the man and a detriment to society. Because if more men were looking to the fact that I need to have leadership, for me to have clear vision, for me to take action, for me to be kind and compassionate, and yes, get to the bag too, and yes, be in my masculine energy, that's what creates a healthy home. It's not just monetary value.
What value is he bringing at any capacity if he's not helping solve issues? Like, why are you here if you can't help me?
He may not be able to solve your problem right now, but he might in 6 months or a year. And the problem with women is they want the man that can solve all the problems right now, and they're not even that man's responsibility. What does a man look like solving your problems when he's dating you and 3 other people trying to figure out who his woman is about to be? That's why.
Right. The only problems a man should be solving, a lot of the problems that the men are solving with these bitches is making these men subservient. These men don't have to take care of you, pay your bills and things of that nature. Not only that, the man dating 3 women trying to figure out which woman is going to be his. That's why I brought that Isaiah out. You men can have multiple women. That's another reason why y'all ain't got shit, because y'all not doing it right. That's another reason why the woman ain't got shit, because she not doing it right. Multiple incomes in one house help y'all build a strong foundation. Y'all can be millionaires if the Lord see it that way. But no, y'all want to be envious and hateful towards the man having another woman, even though he coming back to you. And then to the point that y'all end up killing the man or wanting to get back, and he end up killing y'all. The scriptures say everything is turned upside down because our enemy is ruling, and y'all women not getting it. The white man is our enemy. He want us to kill each other, and he sit back and laughs at us. And y'all know that, and y'all want that stuff to happen. Y'all don't care. That's why y'all need to die. Y'all need to be wiped off the planet Earth, and we create a new nation of women, just like during the time of Noah. And I mean, that's not gonna happen, but similar. A lot of y'all are gonna die, and we gonna rebuild the nation up with righteous, holy women through the birth, through the children of the righteous. You know. Let me bring this out real quick. This First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Yahushua. This is Paul speaking. Now I praise ye, brethren, that ye remember me in all things and keep the ordinances, the laws, as I delivered them to you. Right? But I will have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. The Lord is the head of us, and the head over us in his leadership position. And the head of the woman is the man. The man is over the woman in his leadership position. And the head of Yahushua is God, Yahweh. And Yahweh, the supreme God, the creator, is over all of us. There's an order. You men got to reset order in y'all houses, man. The women can't dictate nothing. You begging ass, bum ass bitch, go live in a shelter somewhere. If you need all this provision, go depend on the government. I was going to bring out another precept. What was it? Ah, this is Micah chapter 7, verse 5. Trust ye not in a friend. You got to put your trust in Yahweh Shai. Guys that call themselves your friend are not your friend. Put ye not confidence in a guide. Put your trust in the Bible. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. Remember that precept? I think it's a precept. I'll have to find. Tell not the right hand. Remember that saying? Tell not your right hand or your left hand what the right hand is doing. Keep what you got going on the side. Your side chicks. Even the way you moving in the streets and things of that nature. Away from your woman, because the first thing this bitch gonna do is try to figure out and scheme on what you're doing. And remember, her whole agenda is to conquer you and then go to the next, because she's ultimately your enemy. These women don't care for us, man. We gonna get the women that really care for us. When all hell really break loose, and they forced to submit to us. And in the kingdom of heaven, that's when they're gonna really care for us, man. According to wisdom, the real wisdom is understanding of the Bible, because the Lord said He has deprived her of her wisdom. These bitches can't connect the dots. We have to connect the dots for them throughout their daily lives. But the easiest way to do that is start the foundation, the scriptures, incorporate the scriptures in your daily life. You know, they don't really know too much, and a lot of them do know some of it. But then read these leadership books on how the woman's supposed to lead. Teach her this, so when she goes astray, you be like, "Bitch, we already even spoke about this. You being the devil. I'm finna go hang out with my other bitch that I didn't tell you about. Give that bitch some space. That way, if she want to cheat or whatever the fuck, you got you another household lined up. Do not. And that's why you got to be in the spirit and doing the work, because the Lord will bless you. It's not good in these times to have a house with a woman. Get your own crib. You want to minimize Satan's infiltrations as possible. Because the woman is the devil. You minimize the devil's infiltrations as much as possible behind having your own house and she having her own house. And you date a woman that's in the next city, 30, 45 minutes to an hour away. And you set it up a place where you meet her at. Don't bring her to your house. But back to the scripture. Don't be telling these women what you got going on in your life. They're not to be trusted. They are not to be trusted. Let me read this again. Micah chapter 7, verse 5. Trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a God. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. Don't be telling your woman everything you got going on. Damn sure don't confess to having another woman, even if they press you about it. If she can't prove to me that I have another motherfucking woman, in which you men supposed to be up on game, that these women are, they are materialistic. How can I say it? They up on the game of the technology. Remember, the women pay attention to everything that we don't. That's why I be seeming like they got these one-ups and Satan is revealing to them and giving them this information. And these days, I don't see how a woman can be smarter than a man when a man is over the woman. The woman is emotionally driven, and the woman is emotionally driven and the man is logically driven. They studying ways to infiltrate you and figure out what you're doing. That's always been the key. Use it against them. Stop sitting back and just making the scriptures your only and not using the scriptures. The Lord says she's your enemy. If she's your enemy and you laying in the bed with her, you are always under attack. She's always plotting. Figure it out. It's your enemy. Treat her as such. We be knowing when our women finna make a move on us and things like that, and how she feel, and when she start to lust after other men to make us jealous and all types of shit. You be knowing these things already, but you're not sitting down and doing the appropriate studying and bringing to life the scriptures in order to keep her off your ass and turn her into another way. You have the power at this time with all this hell going on in these scriptures to guide. It says guide the house and guide her to what you want her to believe and think and do, and put up them guards against the technology that she's using to figure you out. You supposed to know all this stuff as well. That's how you be active in your household, instead of just doing the scriptures, having the same routine. Brothers that do the scriptures, well, I don't know, but what brothers used to do is do the scriptures, had the same routine, and the bitch picked up on the routine. So she started adjusting, especially if she homeschooling her children. She's going to adjust. You will go to the highways and byways. After that, you either go home, get a drink, deal with your woman, and then go to work. And then go back with the brotherhood. She'll pick up on those traits, the days that you do it, and what you're doing when you do it. And don't bring no brothers to your house and your woman now. All she doing is scheming and watching how y'all move and act, and then she's looking at these things up on the internet. Remember, the whole job of a woman nowadays is to conquer the man. They don't need no man, so that's all that's coming in her head. So she's meditating and thinking of things that you might be doing and how to figure out what you. Come on, you brothers got to be up on that game already, you know. For you brothers that's not doing that, thinking like that, this is an enemy in your crib. Treat her as such. You got to win the wars and the battles. Be perfect. But yeah, stop telling your woman what you're doing, man. Stop giving her all your money. Scripture says stop giving her all your money as well. Don't put this woman in no position of power. Only power you put this woman in is over the children. You know, and over certain bills. That's small stuff. Put her over the small shit until she graduates to the next level. She has to be tested and tried, just like you've been tested and tried by the Lord. You have to test your woman. This is from Yahushua, Matthew chapter 6. Let me figure out where it's at. Because even though she's speaking the right things, that don't mean she's living up to it. She might only live up to half of what she's really teaching you, half of the time. Or she might live up to a little bit more, half of the time. It's up to you to perfect your woman. And having another woman to help you do that. So that because you know how they feel, how they act. Right? This nigga's always up under me. And he always giving me all this attention, even though they be crying for the attention. You have to know when the game is being played and how to run the game. Man, this ain't even working. Give me 1 second. Okay, never mind. Finish playing this. I'm gonna have a couple more precepts.
Why men don't want to commit today, because men think that
Women can't call yourselves Proverbs 31 women if y'all acting like this. Y'all acting needy and got y'all hand out and begging and things like that. Y'all not Proverbs 31 women. How do you figure out what a Proverb 31 woman is? Put it into Google. It'll bring up the information on what a Proverb 31 woman is. It'll break it down for you. Y'all right, just not be able to put up a video on that.
women expect them to do everything for them when there's no level of, I don't even know you yet. You want me to pay your bills, solve your problems, show up for you, feed your kids. You got this long laundry list of things that you expect a man to be, but what do you have to offer him other than sex? You aren't nurturing. You aren't kind. You aren't trying to expand his vision. You aren't trying to fit inside of his vision. You can't check your tone. You aren't submissive to him. So all of these things that you're asking for, you're not qualified for. But you could ask, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you land on the stars, right?
Girl.
But also, I think that it's really important that we as women understand that a man's job is not to solve our problems. That's not his job. I even think that men have now started to believe that their only job is to make sure everyone around them is happy. And that is to a detriment of the man and a detriment to society. Because if more men were looking to the fact that I need to have leadership, for me to have clear vision, for me to take action, for me to be kind and compassionate, and yes, get to the bag too, and yes, be in my masculine energy, that's what creates a healthy home. It's not just monetary value.
That's why the scripture said the man was formed first, then Eve, and Eve was in the transgression. You men gotta have more confidence and stop letting a woman belittle you. Have confidence in your households to run the household accordingly. But you can only do that if you know the scriptures, man. You can't be no fucking Muslim demanding authority in your household when the word Kaaba, goes back to the word vagina in Hebrew. Hebrew was the first language on earth. Islam is the worship of the moon god, and that Kaaba is the worship of the pussy. Y'all bow down to women. Study that. Study. Well, the Lord not dealing with y'all, so it don't matter if y'all study it or not. But y'all have to be able to put up a video on that on Islam. That's what my plan is. Go through Islam. It's multiple sects of Islam, and y'all all still worship the woman. Bow down to your bitches. It's a spiritual thing. So you spiritually gonna naturally do it, man. You can't resist it. The only way you be turned into a man is you come back to the Bible. This is 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 13. Bear with me. This is 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. I can start at verse 9. It says, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel being covered up. This is a form of modest apparel. She ain't got her breast out or nothing. The rappers and the women out there be having their breast out, their private parts out, their uh, nipples showing, and then want to look at you like you fucking crazy when this bitch is damn near porno walking into a porno video material. It says, and then expect you not to notice. Now I got to desensitize myself to your whoredom. First Timothy chapter 2 verse 9. In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel that's covering you up with shamefacedness, right? Y'all don't have shamefacedness. Y'all not humble or nothing. And sobriety, sober minded. Y'all not sober minded. Y'all think y'all can run a man, tell a man what he can do, wear what y'all want to wear, say what you want to say, be how y'all want to be. Not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. Right, the things that y'all wearing, man. Got y'all proud. That's not a way to show your humility behind the clothing that you have on. It said with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair and gold or pearls or costly array. And that's what y'all do, man. Y'all put on all this costly array, you know. Y'all supposed to be putting on humility, not this costly array that got y'all proud and arrogant, man. It says, let me read it again. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 9. In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness and sobriety. Right, you don't have to put on not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array, but with which becometh women professing godliness. This is how y'all adorn yourself, man. Everything else is materialistic. That's a vanity. But which becometh women professing godliness with good works. Your good works, knowing how to run the household is a good work. That's something that's a requirement for women. Any woman that's not doing that is going to be put to death. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection up under her husband at home. It says, by suffering not a woman to teach. You women are supposed to be having these leadership roles where y'all teaching people things. Especially not the scriptures. Nor to usurp authority over the men, right? Y'all put yourself over the men. We don't need this man on to the next man. We the ones who making the money nowadays. Cracker, the white man, the Edomite, did that. He did that. It's the Woody Lynch study, y'all, but a lot of y'all don't know how to read. It says, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. Y'all supposed to be in silence with your ears open and listening to your husband. A righteous holy man, because ain't no man gonna really guide you the right way but the righteous holy man. Y'all can't just listen to any man. Y'all are now required, it's a commandment to choose the right men or die here. It says for Adam, and you can't be mad if a brother don't want you. You know, move on to the next, but or pray to the Lord. Pray to the Lord. He'll bring you somebody, because ain't no brother gonna like a woman jumping from man to man neither. You like this brother, but he ain't want you. Now you go to this brother, try to talk to this brother, but he ain't want you. So, no. You brothers got to think with rulership mentality. Fuck that. You hoe, go sit your stanky ass down and you wait till a man come pick you up. You available? Announce that you're available, and the men will discuss it amongst themselves who gonna get her, whatever the case may be. Or if you want to choose, I like him. It depends on the situation. It's all situational, man. Brothers shouldn't be arguing over a bitch shouldn't be in every brother's face. But to be in silence, for Adam was first formed, then Eve, right? The man before the woman. Adam was not deceived, right? You can't trick the men, but the woman being deceived. But you can trick these bitches. That's why y'all as proud as y'all are in condemning men nowadays, because y'all were tricked by the devil, the white man. And y'all don't care. Y'all love being tricked by it. Y'all love shitting on us to further yourselves. Now the white man then got rid of y'all. Now y'all want to calm down and humble yourself down and whatnot. No, it's too late. Once the enemy, always the enemy. Remember, especially you women that like gang banging. Y'all know what it is. It says, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Right? You women committed the sin, but Adam followed behind the woman. That's why he was punished as well. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing. You gotta, I mean, you don't have to have a child, but it's a good thing for a woman to have a child. It's nothing bad with having a child. Children are a blessing unto you. Supposedly supposed to be a blessing. In this kingdom, they're kind of a curse. It's a mix. It's a 50-50 situation. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith, in charity, and holiness with sobriety. Right, with soberness. You have to have charity amongst yourself with other women and brethren to give and form of love and holiness with sobriety, sober-minded. Your sober-mindedness is the law, statutes, commandments of the Bible, and what a woman is supposed to be, a real woman is supposed to be. Proverbs 31. Study Proverbs 31. Study. I ain't say read, I said study. Look up every definition of the word to figure out, to understand. You know, you'll catch a brother breaking information down. It's all going to be in the spirit. You know, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the call of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles that we will, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.